Okay, I'm going to show you how to prepare your ink and get your roller ready for printing. So this is a rubber roller that I've chosen. It is about half the width, little more than half the width of my plate drawing. It would be nice to have a roller that would cover the drawing completely, but I've chosen this one to show you how to use it to ink your plate efficiently. So I'm using lithographic shop mix black. This is from Graphic Chemical, and we're going to use this straight. When you remove the ink from the can, you need to keep the ink surface flat. So I'm actually keeping it flat as I'm going around. So I'm not gouging the ink. I'm just removing an even layer across the surface. I'm going to take out about how much I think I need. If you don't add anything to the ink, no modifiers, you can return it to the can, but it's not very practical. So I don't, just take out as much as you think you need. And I'm going to just work this with the end of my knife. The more flexible the knife, the easier it is to mix. A hard knife, like a scraper, just does not work. So I'm going to just work the ink for 30 seconds or so until it's softened up a bit. The inks we use have a quality called, they're thixotropic, which means they loosen up, they soften as they get warmer. So if you move the ink, it has the effect of softening it. I'm applying the ink to the roller using the edge of my blade, being very, very careful not to gouge into it, not to use the point, just the edge of my blade. You could also alternatively spread your ink out here. A lot of people do that. Or in an X pattern works well because you get a nice distribution over the palette. So however you like, this is just my habit. And when you're rolling out the ink, you want to first just, I'm turning the roller every time I come back, just a little. You don't need to turn it much. And that has the effect of evenly distributing the ink. If I was just to roll back and forth, nothing would happen. It would just all stay in the same place. And then I want to roll sideways, again, to evenly distribute the ink. And then I'm going to turn it around the other way. And every time I come back to my body, turn it a little, turn, turn, turn. And, you know, you could do this, that, and that would be fine, but you'd wear yourself out. This is really the easiest. You don't need to grip the roller. Just make sure it doesn't fall on the floor. If you grip too tightly, you'll probably get blisters. There is some baby powder or talc will help with that. If you have somebody helping you print and they're sponging, that's ideal because your hands don't get wet. And when your hands are wet, they tend to get irritated more by the handles of the roller. So if you're printing alone, you have the option of using leather cuffs. And the leather cuffs fit right over the handles of the roller. And they stay still while the roller moves. So that'll protect your hands from getting a blister if it's something that seems like it's going to happen. If you're gripping too tightly, you're going to get a blister. And if you think you're getting a blister, stop before it develops and put the cuffs on your roller. I prefer not to use them if I don't have to, just so I can feel what's going on a little better. And rolling the ink out, getting the right amount of ink is a bit of something you just have to learn. I like to listen to it. It should have a certain sound. It also has a certain look. It looks like a real closely cut velvet. It has a velvety appearance, not a real bumpy appearance. You should listen to it. You should hear it, but not too loudly. I may need just a tad more ink. I'm going to start with this, and then I can always add ink. So I've got my ink ready. I've also assembled other things I'm going to need to print. I've got a phone book here. That's to use for when I'm cleaning up the ink. If I have some extra ink or whatever, I can put it in the phone book, fold it over, tear it off, and throw it away. I've got one bowl that's empty here with nothing in it except a dirty sponge. I've got one more bowl with cold water. Make sure it's cold, no warm water. I've got some things to clean with, paper towels, some rags. I've got my printing paper, I've got my newsprint. I've got the Safer Low VOC solvent and a 50/50 gum tape and match. Now remember that this, okay, I'm gonna stop.